Blog Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are live here on the 11th day of February 2015. It is 8 a.m. Eastern. You are tuned into the Perspective Power Radio Network on Blog Talk Radio. The show is Attitude of Gratitude, and I am so grateful that you are here with me today. I'm also very grateful for the contribution of award-winning artist David Martinka. His great music starts our show and ushers our show out. Find him at redbellymusic.com and sunshadows.net. All right, Attitude of Gratitude. You know, we've been doing this show for a little over a year, and one of the things that I've noticed that people say to me about gratitude is, you know, it's a really nice thing to feel. It's a really nice thing to have. It's a really nice thing to express. And yet, it is so interesting that people think that gratitude is something that is separate from ourselves. And it really isn't. When we become one with an attitude of gratitude, which is what the focus of the program is all about today, we do more than just make it a routine or a habit, a part of our lives, so to speak. We literally ooze gratitude. We exude gratitude. I almost said we extrude gratitude because I just thought, okay, I'm on a rhyming kick right now, but that's not exactly where I'm headed with all this. But the thought process is to become one with an attitude of gratitude may seem like it takes a little work at first because we're building a habit, but once you've nailed that habit, it's yours. It's there. And the only way you can disengage from that once you've built that habit is to literally build another habit that sort of forces the other habit away. Because people always think we need to break a habit. That's the big thing at the beginning of the year. What's your New Year's resolution, young man, young lady, person, whomever you are? And the first thing they'll say is, oh, okay, well, the big thing that I'm doing in my life right now is I'm going to eat better, work out, you know, and everybody's got their things that they want to do. Save money, build a new home, get a new car, whatever that is. So they've got these resolutions of the things they want to do. But something that you want to do that requires the participation of others outside of you versus something that you want to do that requires your focus and dedication can really be the difference between successfully achieving what it is you want and not. So let's take the first thing I mentioned, which is focusing on a resolution that requires the active participation of all these other people or energies, and we're just going to set that aside. We're going to concentrate on the resolutions or the focusing on something you want to do for yourself that is something that you do and you do alone within yourself, meaning you're not requiring on the help of your siblings or your spouses or your coworkers, your neighbors, whomever. Now, to me, when you're working on an attitude of gratitude, that fits that bill right then and there, because this is something that you do within yourself, for yourself, that actually benefits all those other people we just talked about. But the focus of owning or becoming one with an attitude of gratitude is really an inside job. It's something that we do that becomes this habit that makes us enjoy our life better. Habits are things that we start creating because there's something we want different in our lives. That's all it is. And the attitude of gratitude, if you've ever felt it once, it is amazing how good you feel when you have that. So the thought then is, you'd like to have it all the time, right? Absolutely. So I'm gonna start with a couple. I was going to say exercises, but they're just things that I know that I do on a regular basis. I mean, regular basis isn't even it. I do this every day. And that is before I even get myself up out of bed. My eyes are just starting to open, and I'm realizing what it says on the little clock at the foot of the bed over on the one side, where I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I see light over there, and that says Zama, 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 and there's numbers on it. Usually there's a 3 or a 5 at the beginning of it, but they're there. And one of the first things I say is thank you. I say thank you because I can see that clock. I say thank you to the clock. I say thank you to the numbers on the clock. And I say thank you to my bedroom. And I tell it how grateful I am. I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, Annette. If I went to bed with as much alcohol in me as you did, no, it's nothing to do with, being a little woozy and goofy, because I know that on those moments where I have been just a little too tipsy to walk, I'm thanking the doorknobs, I'm thanking the air, I'm thanking the trees, and even if I'm not even outside, I'm thanking the trees. That's gratitude also, but it's not what I'm getting at. I literally do thank every single thing I can see, and if I haven't opened my eyes yet, but I'm awake, I say thank you to Spirit. I say thank you to God. I say thank you to all that is. It depends on your belief system or lack thereof as to what it is you would say or who it is you would say thank you to. But I even start being grateful before I open my eyes. I say thank you to my bed. I say thank you to the bedclothes. I say thank you to my nightgown. I say thank you to the pillows around me. I say thank you to my body, because I stretch like a cat from my toes to the top of my head and back again. Before I even move a muscle, I am stretching and giving my body the chance to enjoy that wake-up feeling in a very peaceful, gentle way. But it is how I become one with an attitude of gratitude. So for every function that my body's experiencing, before I even throw the covers back, open my eyes, and sit up, it is connecting to gratitude. Now, what does that do for you? Well, first of all, if you have a predominance toward an ache or a pain, and maybe when people wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, every morning when I wake up, I feel da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, if their face is a little, downcast and their voice sounds like they're not really having a good time, I can guarantee you that what they say after when I wake up in the morning, I feel, is not going to necessarily make you feel chipper and cheery, right? And I'm not saying that it's wrong to talk about your miseries. I'm not saying it's wrong to say whatever else, because I don't want to tell you what's right or wrong. I'm just telling you how good it feels to talk about gratitude, to experience gratitude first thing in the morning, to embrace and own gratitude. I'm going to tell you how good that feels. It feels so good that even somebody with an affliction or a chronic condition or something that is an acute flare-up of a condition can actually get up and move through their day without that standing in their way. That's how important, how good, how awesome, and how fabulous becoming one with an attitude of gratitude is. It is, seriously. So you wake up first thing in the morning before you even open your eyes, before you sit up, do anything else. Be grateful for something. I don't care what it is. I gave you a few examples of what I'm grateful for. I literally say, thank you, bed, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you, eyes, I'm so grateful for you, and so on and so forth. So now you're up, and you're moving through your day. Every room I walk into, I say thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Every room. Every time I flick on a light switch, I say thank you. Everything I touch, I say thank you. When I walk into my bathroom, I say thank you, bathroom, thank you, toilet, thank you, sink, thank you, towels, thank you, wash rags, thank you, soap, thank you, water. To take it for granted is silly, because there were times in the lives of human beings, even in the country of the United States where I happen to live, wherever you live, it may have been the same way, where there wasn't running water in the house. There wasn't an indoor bathroom. There was an outdoor privy, and I'm kind of privy to have it in the house. I'm grateful. I say good morning and thank you to the cats that we have in our house, and I tell them how grateful I am for them. I give my food a blessing before I eat it. I tell it how grateful I am that it's going to balance and harmonize with my body and give me the energy that I need to get through the day, and so on and on. Now, let's take this away from the actual arena of your immediate sphere of influence. Being grateful for a person that smiles at you. If all you say is thank you, whether it's out loud or it's in your heart, you are sending that attitude of gratitude. You can carry that throughout your day. Maybe you're grateful that the person who was driving like they weren't thinking about driving the way they learned in driver's ed through the parking lot at the grocery store didn't hit your car. You're like, okay, I'm grateful for that. In other words, it doesn't matter what manner of topsy-turvy is going on around you. You can always find something to be grateful for, even if you're not. It is the fact that you're not involved in that topsy-turvy. Once you have really gotten the hang of all of this, of how to be grateful for things in any situation, how to be grateful for whatever, you will find yourself having become one with an attitude of gratitude. The more you do it, the more you become it. The more you become it, the more you'll do it. It sounds like a vicious cycle. It's not really a vicious circle or cycle. It's a cool cycle. It's a wonderful cycle. Because, again, if you have a choice between waking up and feeling what it feels like to be grateful for anything and everything that goes on in your world, including you in your world, you will always want to have that feeling. You will always want to be a part of it. You'll always want to embrace it. You'll always want to own it. You'll always want to say, hey, I am so happy that I've got this going for me, or I've got that going for me. Once you've done it for a continued amount of time, and I will tell you that 21 to 40 days, and I say that because some people it takes a little longer and some people can nail it right away, but it's got to be consistent. You've got to do it in so many straight days, consecutive days, as they say. But once you've established that habit, and you really own it, you work it, you make it yours, and you have become one with that attitude of gratitude, then all that is opposite of that or contrary to that within you will have to leave because you've no room for anything else. It's the science of displacement, and I know that I bring thoughts and comments like science and psychology into something that we think is so esoteric. It's a feeling, Annette. I just feel it. You don't feel anything you don't tell yourself to feel. I'll repeat that again. You don't feel anything you don't tell yourself to feel. So if you're looking at a situation and you think, ew, yuck, you have told yourself that that situation is something to say or feel, ooh, yucky about. However, if you look at a situation and go, ooh, yeah, oh, yeah, you have told yourself to feel that way. Feelings occur because thoughts were there first. So the first thought is, I am grateful for, and then you feel that within yourself. That intensifies the becoming one with an attitude of gratitude, because you can say it all you want, but it's the feeling that makes it work. Feeling first, manifestation second. My buddy Andy Dooley tells us that all the time, and it couldn't be a more accurate statement of exactly how things go. And the accuracy of becoming one with an attitude of gratitude will just bless your life over and over. It will charm your life over and over. It will give you so much enthusiasm, so much joy, so much peace, so much happiness in your life that you'll just walk around looking like you're one with an attitude of gratitude all the time. People come up and say, what did you just have for breakfast? Where did you just go for lunch? And you're going to say, I visited Perspective Power Network on blogtalkradio.com and Perspective Power on Facebook, and I connected with this really phenomenal thought process of being one with an attitude of gratitude. And then I found this really awesome musician whose name is David A. Martinka, who was located at redbellymusic.com and sunshadows.net, and I found all of his really great music, and that made me even happier. And then I said to myself, what could I do that would just blow the lid off happiness for the entire world? And I said, I decided to share all that great information with anybody and everybody that I came in contact with. So I went to AnnetteRochelleAben.wordpress.com, and I just started sharing links. I started sharing all kinds of great stuff. Why? Because I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful that you're also finding me on Pinterest, YouTube, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, because that is how I become one with an attitude of gratitude and share that with everybody that I meet through gratitude.